The Desert Priest. Written by Clagg. He was a prince of the most powerful nation in the world and possessed endless wealth. But he left it all behind for a life of poverty and spiritual enlightenment. His name was Kai, which meant the spear of the righteous. His family were devout followers of the Holy Way. The day he came of age, he went to the temple to pray. The priest of the temple delivered a teaching that would open the prince's eyes, leaving him forever changed.
Once there was a man who possessed great wealth. He was truly a good man. He followed the holy laws. He paid his tithes. He showed compassion and was forgiven to a fault. One day, he came to the high priest of his kingdom and asked if there was anything else he must do. The priest said to him, "You are truly an honorable man. There is only one thing left for you to do. You must sell all your possessions and give the money to the poor." There was a long pause. The rich man said, Who could do such a thing?" And he walked away in deep sadness because he could not part with his riches. The priest said, "I tell you the truth, it is harder for a rich man to give up his wealth than for a camel to go through the eye of a needle."
Prince Kai immediately decided to heed what he considered to be a call from the divine. He gave what was his to the less fortunate and told his father about his plans for his new life.
"Father, I shall renounce all forms of indulgence. I will go into the wilderness and test myself before heaven. My bread shall be the scriptures and faith, and I will be purified as gold in the fire. I will carry the sword of our ancestors with me, that the high priest has imbued with holy power. I will hunt down the demons who abide in the dark places, those that prey on the helpless travelers who follow the caravan roads."
Prince Kai believed that through a life without material things and comforts that most people take for granted, he could become closer to God. His only possessions he had were his clothes, sword, and a chamber pot. Of all the places in the wilderness, Prince Kai made his home in an abandoned tomb that shielded him from the sandstorms and kept him warm on the cold desert nights.
"This has been empty for a while. It's a bit small, but it'll do. I'm hungry, but it's only going to get worse. It will nag unceasingly, a useful form of discipline indeed. Only a small morsel of bread and a little water every day will take some getting used to."
It was half a day's walk to the home of his closest friend, who would bring him a loaf of bread and a flask of water every 3 days. The prince befriended desert creatures that possessed the ability to speak his language, as well as forgotten ones.
"You are a prince who left home to live in tomb? Humans strange to us. You could have stayed in big house, shade from sun and full belly with meats. My name Asim. I am leader of Adnan. Adnan, I seem Blakat. We look like human childs in small way. Our hairy backs and tusks are spooky to some when approach us. There not much to eat here. We hunted by bigger things. We sometime finds food, but you see, we skin and bone."
There were demons who would watch the roads of the desert and attack helpless travelers. Prince Kai's companions would tell him about where he could find their dwelling places and their daily comings and goings. He defeated his demonic foes with his holy sword, turning them to ash when they were struck down. One day, Prince Kai came across a small hooded figure, surrounded by a pack of desert wolves, whose kind were not friendly to him. He then drew his blade. The holy weapon gleamed in the blazing desert sun. Its holy aura terrified the beasts, so that they fled with their tails between their legs. The small hooded figure, who was only half as tall as the prince, hugged him tightly and then looked up at him. The prince was utterly shocked to see that it was the young priestess who lit the candles in the temple at every mass. She had always secretly admired the prince.
What are you doing out here? This is no place for children. If I hadn't passed this way, the wolves would have eaten you.
I know, I'm sorry. I spent most of my time reading those dusty old scrolls. I had to find you. You just left. You're my most special person. I knew if I found you, you'd keep me safe, and we could do stuff, like kill demons or something. You know, fun things.
Prince Kai was deeply concerned.
The sun is setting. There's not enough time for us to get back to the city. You'll have to stay with me tonight.
Somehow, the sun set sooner than expected, and night was upon them. They were nearly there when they heard the noise of a quickly approaching pack of ghouls. Prince Kai cut them down with ease. The young girl noticed a malevolent creature approaching them from behind.
There's something behind you.
She reacted instinctively, emitting a fearsome blast of holy energy that vaporized the evil being. The blast sent a massive ripple of divine force in every direction. A look of terror shone on the prince's face because he sensed that all of that sacred resonance attracted the attention and malice of many evil things that inhabited the sands. The monsters rallied and began to form a ring around them. They were almost there, but not near enough to outrun their attackers.
I'll hold them off. Get inside and lock the door. There's a magic seal on it. Nothing evil can open it.
She did as he said. The ring of beasts that surrounded him grew closer and closer, more and more gathered. He fought bravely and struck down many of them, but there were too many for him to defeat on his own. The priestess could hear the shrieks of the many demons the Prince Kai laid low. She prayed with all her heart, trying to summon a holy warrior, but she did not have the power because she was so young. At last, she heard the prince cry out in defeat. She opened the door and ran outside. She saw the prince lying, motionless on the desert sand. The demons surrounded them. She looked at his face with tears in her eyes. But then she felt power welling up inside her. It was a power she could not contain. She let out a cry that summoned the holy wrath of heaven. Lightning flashed in the sky. It was thousands of times that of a normal storm. It was so great that it was seen by the holy priest who was looking out from his balcony in the city. The demons tried to flee, but the violent storm destroyed them all. She sat silently there with the prince's lifeless body. She wept, but then saw a light descending from the heavens. It was an angel. In the battle, the demons broke every bone in the prince's body, but he was still alive. The angel knelt down and kissed the prince's forehead, and he was completely healed. The images of the holy powers in the scriptures that the prince held in his mind paled in comparison to what he had just witnessed.
Why did you not appear at the beginning, to make my pain cease?
I was there, but waited to see your fight. And since you endured and sacrificed yourself for this young priestess, I will forever be of service to you.
From that day on, Prince Kai would be known as a holy warrior. He became the hunter of demons. The desert priest,